Can a 50-foot iPhone actually save a piece of history? Today, we're discovering the festive, funny, and deeply historic heart of Paris on foot. Welcome to Palash's Open Diary. We're starting our journey at Place Saint-Michel, walking through the islands of the Seine and ending at the grandest square in the city. It's winter, the markets are glowing, and Paris is showing us its true colors. We begin at Place Saint-Michel, where the famous fountain is currently hidden behind a massive iPhone billboard. It's a bit surreal, but there's a reason. Advertising companies sponsor these giant wraps to pay for the expensive renovations of the city's monuments. It's history sponsored by high tech. Right at its feet, the first small Christmas market has begun. These wooden chalets are a tradition from the Alsace region, bringing a mountain village warmth to the city streets. Next, we walk toward the Grande Dame herself, Notre-Dame Cathedral. Construction began in 1163, and standing here, you can see the intricate flying buttresses that hold her up like a stone exoskeleton. She's currently undergoing a massive restoration after the 2019 fire. It's a quiet, respectful reminder that even the strongest icons need a little care sometimes. Seeking a bit of peace, we tuck into Place Dauphine. This triangular square, built in 1607, feels like the city's mute button. While the rest of Paris rushes by, locals sit here at small cafes, living life at half speed. Just around the corner at Pont Neuf, ironically the oldest bridge despite its name meaning new, we find the statue of King Henry IV. This bronze horse was actually made by melting down statues of Napoleon. Its history recycled. Walking along the Seine, we pass the bouquinistes. These green metal stalls are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to over 200 secondhand books. It's like an infinite open-air library that has lined this river for centuries. Finally, we reach the Louvre. This iconic landmark started as a 12th century fortress and later became a royal palace. Today, the modern glass pyramid serves as the main entrance. Opened in 1989, it's a bold contrast of ultra-modern glass against ancient stone. Inside, the Louvre is so vast that spending 30 seconds on every artwork would keep you here for 100 days. Beyond the Mona Lisa, you must see the Venus de Milo and the Winged Victory of Samothraki, which looks ready to take flight from its pedestal. Leaving the palace, we enter the Jardin des Tuileries. Commissioned by Queen Catherine de' Medici in 1564, this garden is the city's living room. After a long walk, I stopped to rest by the grand circular basin, watching the seagulls gracefully claiming the fountain as their own, while people relaxed in the iconic green chairs. This leads into the Magie de Noël, the magic of Christmas market. This is more than a market, it's a winter carnival. You'll see the giant spinning wooden Christmas pyramid and the massive Ferris wheel. There are adrenaline rides like the X Factor for the brave and an ice rink for those who want to glide through the winter air. The stalls here sell everything from handcrafted ornaments to regional specialties like saucisson and raclette cheese. But the highlight of my afternoon, I enjoyed a classic French market hot dog, a thick grilled sausage tucked into a crusty baguette with melted cheese. Simple, warm, and absolutely delicious. As the garden walk ended, I climbed up to the elevated viewpoint overlooking the city. Standing uphill like this, the view is stunning. You see the entire expanse of Paris opening up before you, the grand architecture, the moving traffic, and the Eiffel Tower standing tall on the horizon. It's a magnificent perspective that makes the city feel both vast and intimate at once. After soaking in that high-altitude view, I headed down into the heart of the square, Place de Concorde. Walking around this massive open space, you were surrounded by history and the sound of the city. In the center stands the Luxor obelisk, a 3,000-year-old gift from Egypt. I spent a long time here just looking around at the grand fountains and the surrounding palaces. But what really made me stay was the music. A street performer was playing a melody that seemed to catch the winter wind, filling the square with a soul that you can only find in Paris. Thank you so much for spending these few hours walking through the heart of the city with me. Your presence truly makes these journeys special. If the melody of that street performer in the square reached you, or if that stunning view from the hill made you catch your breath, I wonder which part of this Paris reality would you want to walk through first? I'll save a place for you on our next walk.
She broke his home and she got your hair.